Christmas that year was supposed to be perfect. Snow covered the trees outside, the warm fireplace in the living room, and my family were exactly as they should be, laughing, talking, and filling the air with warmth. I sat at the dining table, soaking in the moment and feeling the holiday spirit. My phone was in my hand, and without thinking, I snapped a picture of everyone around the table. At first, the photo was everything that I wanted to capture. My father laughing mid-joke, my little brother's face turning red, the soft golden light bathing us all. But my eyes looked towards the edge of the frame, and I suddenly froze. There, in the shadows, near the doorway, stood a figure. It was a woman, pale and lifeless, her empty eyes staring straight ahead. Her hair hung in the wild tangles around her face, and her mouth was weird. I quickly looked towards the doorway with my heart pounding, but I saw nothing. The spot was empty. I looked back at the photo, hoping that I just imagined it or something. But to my surprise, the picture was still there. I got goosebumps, and I thought to myself that maybe it was just some trick of the light or something, or maybe the lens had been smudged with some dirt. After dinner, I slipped away from the family chaos and went back to my room. My phone felt heavier and strange. I opened the photo again, enlarging it to look closer. The figure this time was even more clear, its hollow eyes sharp and focused. And the worst thing about it was that it looked like she was looking directly at me. I felt a cold shiver run through my spine, and without hesitation, I quickly deleted the photo. I told myself that it was gone, erased. But just as I set my phone down, I heard a strange notification on my phone. When I looked at it, my heart sank. That same picture was back on my phone. I started panicking and sweating. The figure was back in the picture, but this time it had moved. It was no longer standing in the doorway. This time, it was standing closer to my grandmother's chair. Its mouth had twisted into a faint, grotesque grin. I wanted to scream. My hands trembled as I tried to delete it again, but the screen wouldn't respond. It was as if the image had burned itself into the phone. I locked it and threw it onto my bed. I ran downstairs, desperate to be around my family so that I could feel safe again. Everyone was sitting over there and were enjoying their time during Christmas. But then I realized that they had no idea of what was happening. I glanced at my grandmother. She was smiling, her face turned towards the Christmas tree. There was a strange stillness about her, as if she was no longer entirely present there. And then I saw something really horrifying. Behind her, faint but unmistakable, was the shadow of the same woman from the photo. My stomach dropped. My mother's voice broke the silence. She said something about how Christmas had always been special, how it reminded her of someone. Clara, that's the name that she took. I didn't know anyone by the name of Clara, but that name just sent a chill down my spine. The moment she said that, I heard a knock. That knock was so loud that it echoed throughout the entire house. I froze and my body didn't move at all. No one else seemed to notice the sound at first, but then my dad got up and he muttered something that I didn't really understand. He opened the door and the cold night air spilled inside. No one was there, just the quiet snowfall and the faint sound of wind. But lying on the doorstep was a single torn photograph. It was the same picture that I'd taken before, the one that I'd deleted. The ghostly figure in the image was no longer behind my grandmother. This time, it was standing directly behind me.